It's the Line Makers on Sporting News.
Hey, all aboard the General Lee. We're going to Georgia, where the Georgia Bulldogs face the Mississippi Rebels in this one. Rick, great SEC football game. We talked about a letdown in our last preview, and Ricky Herron, Kenny White, from the South Point. Is there a letdown for Georgia in this one?
I don't think so, Kenny. They now know they control their own destiny. They win out. They play in the SEC title game after winning 17-9 against Florida last week. They forced 6 turnovers in the game against Florida. I just don't think offensively Mississippi is going to be able to handle that Georgia defense. They did win 30-27 against Arkansas last week, but they had lost 16 straight conference games going into that game. So everybody beats Arkansas.
You're right. Everybody has this year. You're not supposed to ask a question you don't know the answer to. I thought I had the answer right. I thought Georgia would have a letdown myself. Hugh Freeze is in his first year at Mississippi now. They hung with they hung with Texas A&M, but after that they beat Auburn. They hung with Alabama, only lost by 19 in Alabama. Ricky, they beat Tulane 39-0. They're 7 out of 8 covering the spread. 7-1 ATS.
7-2 is not bad. I think it's a blowout. I think Georgia blows them off the field. And I think it's exactly the opposite for Georgia this week than a letdown. I think the win over Florida and the position that they're in is going to propel them forward the rest of the season.
I have to change his mind some way, somehow. This Georgia offense scored 40-plus or more their first 5 games of the year, Ricky. But now they scored 7 at South Carolina, 29 at Kentucky, whose defense is 73rd in the country, and then just 17 versus Florida, but that's a top 10 defense. Now they're facing the number 47 Mississippi. Looks like teams have figured out Georgia's offense.
Yeah, Aaron Murray, he was picked 3 times last week, and Georgia also had 14 penalties for 172 yards. I don't think any of that comes into play this week. Kenny, you know me. I don't like laying double digits in a football game anywhere. This is just a spot for me. I just don't think Mississippi matches up well with Georgia. I'd much rather take Mississippi plus 14 in basketball next week in college hoops than I would in this football game.
There you have it. Rick Herron says Georgia laying the 14 is going to be easy this week. They take him to the woodshed. Mark Rick, he just 10-12 ATS at home the last 3+ years. I'm trying to talk him out of it. I'm Kenny White. You've been watching the Line Makers.